Hello and welcome once again to the video. In this one, I thought I would take a look at an old program that I've got from an air show that I went to with my dad in 1978. Probably on the Saturday. I think this was, Saturday and Sunday it was on. Normally I went to these things on the Saturday, which would have been the 20th of May 1978. Now, I just discovered this recently amongst some of my dad's old stuff. My dad's still alive. He's 91, but he's sort of being forced by my mum to sort out a lot of his old stuff. And so you find some old gems, and this was one of them. The old DC-10 with the engine on the rear wing. You used to see lots of those at Gatwick Airport, which is near where I live. We used to see quite a lot of those back then. 30 pence, the official programme, 30p. Wow. International airfare, Biggin Hill. These air shows stopped being regular air shows relatively recently, I think, about, was it 10 years ago, something like that. But I haven't been since the 80s. But now that I've got kids, I would love to be, taking my two kids to these air shows. I do go to the Eastbourne Air Show, which is on the coast, but it's quite special when you go to Biggin Hill, when Biggin Hill used to be on, because you could watch the planes taxiing around, and before they took off, basically you could get very close to the Lancasters and Spitfires and Hurricanes and Jaguars and Harriers and the Red Arrows as well, and the Lightnings. That's the old Lightning, not the newer Lightning. And the Hunter, that was one of my favourites, and the Phantom, and the A10 Thunderbolt. But anyway, so here's the timetable. Look, Biggin Hill Flying Club. Saturday, 28th of May, display of hot air balloons. F-15 Eagle. Look at that, F-15 Eagle. I don't know when the F-15 Eagle came out. I wouldn't have thought it was as long ago as 1978, but obviously it was. The Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, Hurricane and Spitfire. Parachute drop by the Royal Air Force Falcons. Yeah, we used to see them every time. Mirage F1 fighters. Messerschmitt 108. Oh, where's the 109 though? That's the famous one, isn't it? The Messerschmitt 109. The ME 109. But I haven't seen a German World War II fighter plane since the 80s. We just don't see them now. There's loads of planes. The Phantom, that used to scare me. It was so loud. There were two planes that I dreaded, and they were the Phantom, which is an American plane, and the Lightning, which is a British plane. And they were so loud. I was scared the living daylights out. And I'd look through the timetable, and it would be a hurdle, like this wave in Castaway. It would be a hurdle I'd have to get past the Phantom and the Lightning. My dad's written Super aerobatics by the French-built Rally 150 Super Trainer. He's written Super. The Yak-11 single-seater World War II Russian fighter. Of course, back in 1978, there was a lot more access to all these planes than there is now. The Red Arrows, and the red arrows changed to the current Hawk from the Nat in, I think, 1979. So this should have still been the Nat. Now this is, I'm hoping this is all still in focus. I don't really know. This is, I only just saw this just now when I was setting up the video, but this is, I think, a bit of paper from a plane that I must have been bought. I was 7 years old. Actually, I hadn't turned 7, I was still 6. I was about to turn 7. And I think this was torn off the packaging of the plane that I was bought. It's just one of those ones that you fold, you know, put together by folding it. And for some reason my dad kept it, stapled it in here. Messerschmitt 109 again. Oh, the Meteor and the Vampire. Now, when I go to Eastbourne Airshow, sometimes I see the Vampire. Haven't seen the Meteor for a long time, but they always used to do these shows together. There's the Phantom again. Oh, scary. Scary stuff. Now, that's all stapled. He stapled all of that together, so you can't properly. I don't really want to. Not so well. There you go. The red arrows arrive and land. Look at that. That's great. You actually see it land. You can see you're right there because Biggin Hill is an airfield. It's an old World War II airfield. It's still an airport now, and you still see Spitfires. I've been there relatively recently, in the last year or so, and there are still Spitfires landing and taking off, but they're two-seater Spitfires with paid guests on board. But there are no air shows there anymore. One of the last fully aerobatic Spitfires. Wow, so in 1978 they were, as far back as then, they were talking about one of the last fully aerobatic Spitfires. There are still, I see Spitfires quite a lot in the southeast of England. A lot of them are the two-seaters taking off from Biggin Hill, but I do see single-seaters as well performing, because you can pay for like private performances and private displays, I should say. Flying Fortress, look at that. One of the few surviving Flying Fortresses. Now, I've got video, because my dad did cine film, and I've put those cine films on, I've digitalized them basically, so at any time I can go onto my phone and or computer or whatever and look at these old videos. And I was looking at one just recently from one of these shows in the late 70s, early 80s with the Flying Fortress. Oh, that's the B-52, isn't it? The Flying Fortress, I believe. Wow, big plane. But Hercules, oh yeah, the Hercules plane as well, from the Royal New Zealand Air Force. That's a big plane as well. So, message from Sir Douglas Bader. So he was still alive in 1978. Wow, he's a famous pilot from World War II. Oh, there's the BF-109, that Messerschmitt BF-109. I'd love to see one of those flying now. Oh, there's a Junkers 52. Matchbox. Look at this, look. Royal Navy officer. The Navy has more aircraft than ships, so we need more pilots than captains. Top Gun, basically. And we need more young men to become royal pilots. They could earn up to £5,493 at 22 years of age, do they mean? So that's the maximum you can earn at 22. Is that what they're saying? £5,493. If you're aged 17 to 26 with at least 5 grade C O-levels. I think I got 3. I was in the last year of O-levels, 1982. including maths and English language, you can take off here. So you cut that out. I wonder how many people did this in their programs and they've gone on to have big careers as a Top Gun. I know the Top Gun is an American qualification, but yeah, similar sort of thing. I wonder how many people did that. This is quite a long... See, that's the gnat. You can see that picture was taken in 1973, but that's the old red arrow. Prior to 1979, the gnat. Oh, there's the Jaguar. Look at that. God, great plane. Loved seeing those. I wonder why we never see those planes from the 80s, those jets, those British jets from the 80s, like the Harrier. Don't believe what some people might tell you, that the jump jet Harrier is an American creation. It isn't. It's a British creation. We had those in the 70s. The Harrier, the one that goes straight up, just takes off straight up from an aircraft carrier. But the Americans loved it so much that they took it, took the design and created their own one, I think called the Sea Harrier. Just like we have taken designs from them before as well. But yes, the Harrier, the jump jet Harrier, first invented by Britain, basically. And I've always been proud of that. And I've always been a bit frustrated when my son has a Top Trumps pack, and in that is the Harrier, and it says that it's American. That's a bit frustrating. Yes, there's a Spitfire again there. The Marlborough Pitts Special. Yeah, they're always good fun. Not a lot of colour in here, it has to be said. There's that DC-10 again. Achtung, Spitfire. Okay. A limited edition of... oh, that's prints. They're prints. Okay. The RAF Memorial Flight. There's the Hurricane. Wow. That doesn't look like a Spitfire. Made a particular type of Spitfire. Oh, and there's the Vampire and Meteor, the vintage pair. But it's only the Vampire, which is that one that I tend to see now. And I was sitting inside one of those actually only a couple of years ago. That was scary because it's so basic inside. Thousands of switches, but it all looks like it's about to fall apart. But I suppose that's because it's very old. International Airfare, Biggin Hill Airport. So there's the runway, there's the car parks, they're all up here. And then you've got loads of tents and stands and everything. Flying display aircraft, and you can just go up to sort of very simple barricades like you might see on a street anywhere in a city, those simple metal barricades. And you can just go up to them and you're only about, I don't know, 20 feet from the tip of a wing of a plane that is just about to take off, or it's starting up the engines and revving them up and everything, and then it taxis off to the end of the runway and then takes off. Very interesting truck there. So how much more have I got here? Not okay, very good, very interesting. Not very interesting. So there you go. There's not really a lot going on there at the end, but there you go. Oh, nice colour on the back there, amazing. There it is, Biggin Hill Airfare, 20th of May and 21st of May, 1978. This is not the only old one I've dug up either. I've got, I think there's another one. I'll probably do a video on another one. Anyway, there you go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to subscribe, please do so. I mostly do Formula One videos, but I do a lot of other videos. I don't want to pigeonhole myself just to Formula One, even though that's what I mostly do. Yeah, so if you'd like to subscribe, please do so, or like the video, or comment on a video, or even leave a tip on the thanks button below the video. And I will see you, hopefully, on the very next video, whatever it may be about. Goodbye for now. Just setting it up maybe for